Stadium as we've just finished the invocation and the national anthem, and we are getting close to kickoff time here as the tunnel is set up for the Ripley Tigers. They haven't entered the stadium yet, but the Crockett County Cavaliers are coming on. So we're going to be ready for some football here in just a minute.
Yeah, you know, Crockett coming off a big win last week off of USJ 41-7, and they came off another big win before that, Dyer County 41-24. But we don't know what Dyer County or USJ looks like, so I don't know if that was an impressive win or not.
Well, I did see that, I guess it was last week, that Dyer County did beat O'Brien County.
Yeah, I think they beat them 34-27.
Okay, close game. So we've got both of them coming up later in the season, so we'll get to have a look at both of those teams. But I want to give a shout out, Norman Hendren, Norman Hendren up at Big Sandy's listening to us tonight via 1570WTRB.com live streaming. So welcome in to all the folks around the lake who are listening to us tonight. And let's go Tigers. Norman was an outstanding athlete here at Ripley High School back in the day, which was my day as well. And actually Norman and Roger both, and both of them are sponsors for tonight's game, and we appreciate them passing it forward and helping the young folks here in Ripley as they go through their high school career.
That's right. The captain for Ripley Mike's going to be number 72, which is Charleston Stevens. Number 1, which is Ray Washington. Number 73, which is Charles Brown. And number 10 for the Tigers is Jeremiah King. And all of them are seniors.
But the only one that I can tell you on Crockett, because I don't have a roster for them, but number 32 is what did I say his name was? He's their big running back.
His name is Jordan Branch.
Jordan Branch, and they've got him listed at 6'1", 276, and he is a big old boy.
You tell he don't turn nothing down, can't you?
That's right. And they say that of course he had knee surgery, and they on film they tell me he's not quite as fast as he has been in the past, which is understandable. And he doesn't carry the ball a lot, but they put him in short down situations, and when they get down close to the goal line, and he's just going to be a load to bring down. So talking to some other coaches that have played Crockett already, they said, you have to get that guy in the backfield and don't let him get to your linebackers, because if he ever gets there, it gets that much head of steam going, he's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah, I know he's got several scholarships, Mike. He got some big scholarships, but I think he's going to be going in as a linebacker instead of a running back in the college.
I would say that or a defensive end. I think he's playing defensive end for them, because he'd have to lose about 50 pounds probably.
Crockett will receive. But I don't know who
I think, I'm not positive, but it looked to me like Ripley won the toss and deferred. And if that is the case, then Ripley will get the ball to start. They'll get the ball to start the second half anyway.
I was telling Ray today at high school, I said, Ray, we need at least 150 yards out of you tonight. He said, well, I'm going to try my best to get it, because I don't think he's been stopped at the line a few times.
Did you tell him them yards going sideways don't count? Well, the Crockett County Cavaliers come on to the football field now. The Ripley Tigers are lined up in the tunnel with the white helmet with the purple R. And so they have been led on with the police escort, and they're just about ready to come through. Got a good crowd out here tonight. If you're listening to the game and you're in Ripley, might as well come on by and be part of the action tonight. Hopefully this is going to be a signature win for the Tigers. And here come the Ripley Tigers as they come through the tunnel and out on the field, led by one of the cheerleaders carrying the purple flag with the red R on it, the white R. And of course, Ripley again, as we mentioned earlier in the season, they've got the purple helmets with the gray Tiger stripes and the gray jerseys with the purple numbers outlined in white. And tonight, they've got different pants on. They've got purple pants on with the white stripe, which is down the side, which is part of an older uniform that they've got. I'm guessing they're just wanting to look a little different tonight, so but still looks good.
Oh yeah, coming in a nice game, Mike. Crockett's old. They're 2-0 on regular season, but as far as district play, I believe this can be anybody's.
Well, Crockett will be kicking off, and they will be kicking to the north. So the Tigers will be receiving from the south and running toward the north. And back deep for the Tigers is number 21 and number 4.
That's Valley Washington, number 21, number 4, Tyrell Miller. Tyrell Miller.
Cavalier fans, Tiger fans.
So we're getting ready for some football here in Ripley. Big game again here for the Ripley High School Tigers.
Talking to the coach Cruz today, this week, he said that if we can win tonight's game, that he knows that we can come in second place in the district.
Well, you know, if we could win tonight, we automatically punch our ticket to the playoffs.
That's exactly right.
So Crockett is lined up as they get ready to kick off. The Tigers deep guys are standing, deep backs are standing at about the 8-yard line. Here's a long end-over-end kick, and it's going to be taken and mishandled and rolls out of bounds. I don't think it was touched, so it rolls out of bounds, so it will be brought back, and they'll be kicking from the 35 unless they decline it. And I wouldn't think they would do that, but I don't see any indication of that being different at this point. It looks like, you know, it looks like they are going to kick again, or no, they're going to move the ball out to the 35-yard line.
I thought he touched it, Mike, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, I kind of thought he did too. But at any rate, the Tigers now come in on offense. They're going to be in shotgun formation. They're going to have 2 wide outs, one to each side, a slot back to the left, an up back, and then Ray Washington is lined up to quarterback Tyler Ross's right. Running a 5-2 defense now for Crockett. Quarterback takes a snap. He fakes it to Ray. He rolls out to his right, looking downfield. He's got a man wide open, and he caught. And he's across the 50 and the 45 and down to the 40-yard line. So about a 25-yard pickup on the first play.
Number 24, that's McKinney. He's a 6'2", 225 linebacker tight end junior for the Ripley Tigers.
So good play, a way to start the game. You know, as Coach Cruz has told him, said we need to come out and smack them in the mouth early and often. So good first play for the Tigers. Picked up a first down. The ball is at the 40-yard line. First down and 10. Pistol formation. Quarterback, he's going to hand it off to Ray this time. He tries to run it inside. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it as the defense really collapsed. But I have to put some of that now back on the offensive line. They've got to give him a chance to run. You know, Ray has a tendency to bounce it outside, but when you don't have a hole, you don't have a choice.
That's exactly right. You know, and I'm talking to Blake, the assistant coach this week, too, Mike. He said sometimes Ray wants to bounce out too much when he said he needs to trust his hole.
Well, the Tigers will be facing second down and about 10.5. Loses about a half a yard on the play. Pistol formation, wide outs to either side. Quarterback takes a snap. He hands it to Ray. Starts right, cuts back left, has a hold. And he gets across the 40 and the 35 and is going to be shoved out of bounds just shy of the 30. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of about 6 yards on the play. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Ripley Tigers.
Good stiff arm by Ray Washington when he cut around that corner, Mike.
And that was a good-looking play, and it looked like it was. I'm sure it was drawn up that way. It was kind of a counter. He started to his left and bounced it back to his right. And it was pretty much zone blocking there by the offensive line. And the offensive line, kudos to you, did a good job on that play. Let's keep it up.
Yes, they did.
2 wide outs to the left this time, 1 to the right. The ball is on the near hash mark. Quarterback takes a snap. He hands it off to Ray. He's going to be hit in the backfield and is going to lose. He's going to lose a bunch of yards there. He's going to lose, maybe 3, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah. Look like Tyler's staying on. Ray may do that. I know they've been working on that kick.
Yeah, the kind of rugby style kick, and they've. I know, of course, they faked it once last week, and they may do it. I know they've worked on that a lot this week, where this will actually be the play where they try that or not. But it's 10 minutes and 13 seconds to go here in the first quarter. No score. It's 4th down and 4. The ball is on the 34-yard line for the Ripley Tigers.
That's Tigers going for it, Mike.
They are lined up as they're going, and they do. Quarterback drops straight back, looking to throw. He's got a man over the middle. It's complete. It's at 10, at the 5, and brought down at the 1 or 2 yard line as the Tigers are just about to draw first blood as they're going to be knocking on the door with a 1st and goal. Ball is spotted at the 2 yard line. So the Tigers coming out and playing crisp right off the bat.
That was a good pass.
It was
by
a
Tyler.
good pass, a good route, and a good run after the catch.
And I believe they brought the ball back. I brought the ball and we down right at the
It was
goal
close,
line,
yeah.
but they brought it back to the 2-yard line.
So it'll be first down and goal from the 2 for the Tigers as they line up with one wide out to the left. Everybody tight, and they're going into the jumbo package. And he goes into the end zone for a Tiger touchdown. Well, I haven't seen the referees. There we go. So the Tigers early lead here by the score of 6-0 with 9:38 to go here in the opening quarter. The Ripley Tigers are catching on fire.
Well, you know, the Tigers believe they could come in and hang with the Cavaliers. Like I said earlier, Mike, we don't know what Dyer County had or what USJ had. So,
right.
I mean, you know, but I knew it was going to be a different ball game.
Hawkins attempting the PAT. The snap, hold, the kick up, and it is good. So with 9:38 to go in the first quarter, Ripley on top as they draw first blood, 7-0. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with the kickoff right after this. Back was 9:38 to go in the first quarter. Ripley on top, 7-0. As they get ready to kick off, they'll be kicking from Hawkins will be kicking from the far hash mark. The Cavaliers that are back deep are standing there. They're walking up closer to the 15, and I would think they've seen enough film on Hawkins that they would back up because he kicked it through the end zone last weekend or into the end zone.
You know, I think they're playing a little shallow myself.
Yeah. For typically his kickoffs, it is shallow, but here's the kick. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's an onside kick, and it's going to be covered by the Cavaliers at the 44-yard line. So we kind of gave them a short field to work with, but evidently the coach saw something he thought we could take advantage of, and sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. It didn't pan out that time, but I think he's counting on our defense to step up and play hard here.
Yeah, it's time for the defense. I mean, the defense has played well all through the season, Mike.
Yeah, they have.
And talking to these kids today, they're really, really pumped up for this game.
So the Cavaliers are going to be in a wing T formation. Quarterback's in shotgun. He's man in motion. They hand it to the up back. No, he pulls it out. He's running the option, and the Tigers hit him in the backfield there. He might get back to the line of scrimmage at the most. And so basically no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as the Tigers played their responsibility. They stayed at home. They had a man to take the dive man, somebody else take the quarterback, somebody to take the pitch man. He never was able to pitch it, and he tried to turn it up and run it, and it's no gain. So 2nd down and 10 for Crockett as they look to the sideline to get the call. They're going to have 3 wideouts to the left this time, 1 to the right, and only 1 running back in the backfield. Pistol formation, man in motion from left to right. They run the option, and we caught in the backfield, but he gets the pitch off, and he gets out shy of the 50-yard line.
Number 18 for Crockett County might just took a bad spill over on that track.
Yeah, that's dangerous, you know, to get. Because I've seen so many kids fall even on the corners there. You know, we used to put down a green carpet there that would help some, but at any rate, it's going to be 3rd down and 6. The ball on the 48-yard line. Ripley on top, 7-0. Crockett County with the ball. Man in motion from left to right. Now he stops, and they look to the sideline to get the play. The Tigers in a 4-4 defense right now. Man in motion from right to left. They hand it to him. It's a jet sweep coming this way, and he gets into the secondary. or the second level, but I think the Tigers have him stopped short. It's going to make it 4th down and a yard. So if the Tigers can hold them here, it'll be huge if they can get the ball back. Let's see if they're going to punt it. No, they're bringing in number 32. So most of the time, he is 276 pounds, and he doesn't look fat either.
No, that's all muscle right there.
So we need, typically they're saying when he comes in, he's getting the ball. So I'd definitely be keying on him. I'd have 2 guys going with him. Man in motion from left to right, and they hand it to him going off the right side. He's hit in the backfield, and it's going to be close. And it is short. I believe. I hadn't seen an official. It's a Tiger ball. So the Tigers come up big here on the 4th and 1 situation, and they put the big man in, and the Tigers step up. I'm going to tell you, if the Tigers can win this game tonight, that's going to give them a lot of confidence going forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I talked to, before they season started, the judge and the coach. I said, how you going to stop Crockett on that big man? He said, we're just going to keep hitting him.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. So with 8:07 to go in the first quarter, Ripley on top, 7-0. They have the ball. They forced it over, turned it over on downs. Crockett did. Ball is at the 46-yard line. Snap it to the quarterback. He hands it to Washington going off the left side, and he darts his way through and zigs and zags and picks up a couple of yards. But one of the big advantages to me I see is he picks up about 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. Is if he hits up in there a few times, just enough times to keep the linebackers honest, where they're not always running to the outside, then when he does bounce it outside, he's going to have a lot more room to run.
Yes, he will.
7:40 and counting. 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. Ball at the 49-yard line. Quarterback drops straight back. Got a man over the middle, and he's going to be knocked down and picked off by Crockett County as it was batted around. He's across the 40, the 30, and he's going to go all the way back for a touchdown. So Crockett County evens it up on it was a deflected pass, and then it went up in the air and was deflected again before it came down, and it looked like we had another shot at it, but just like that, we turned the ball over and they get a pick 6, and so they're in a position now where they can tie it up. But, that's just one play, and we've been playing solid all night. Of course, it's early, but we've been playing solid. I just hope this doesn't get the kids down, because we're playing much too well to let something like that happen now. Sideline warning for Crockett County.
We got some men that's not on the line.
Mike Kimmons, old teammate, just walked in here. Well, I tell you what, between Norman Hendren, Roger Mills, and Mike Kimmons, we've got almost a class reunion going on around here, or at least through the airwaves.
I don't know if they called a timeout. I seen the referee pick a flag up over.
There was a sideline warning on the far side, and I guess Crockett called a timeout. So we'll hold it here, as they probably won't keep it long. Now, Mike, where are you now?
I'm in Kossuth, Mississippi.
Kossuth, Mississippi. Well, Mike, of course, people remember him. He played football here. We graduated together back in 1977, and you were athletic director here for a while, and then went to Adamsville, I believe, and I guess retired out of the state of Tennessee, and now going to work for your second retirement down in Mississippi. So, if anybody needs to borrow any money, Mike Kimmons is the man. He's already got 2 or 3 retirements, and he's working on his 4th, I believe. It's good to see you, Mike. Thanks for stopping by. Crockett County lined up for the PAT. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good.
They're in, Mike. That really made it in.
Just did. So with 7:19 to go, a tied-up score here, 7-7. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with the kickoff right after this.
Responsibility, optimism, accountability, and respect.
Back here as we get ready for Ripley to receive the kickoff, as they were on top 7-0, took the opening drive. First play from scrimmage, hit a 25-yard reception, then drove it down, got into a 4th and short situation, went for it and made it, ended up scoring. Then Crockett got the ball we stopped them and turned the ball over on downs, and then we had one picked off and returned for 6. So now it's time for us to score. So here is Crockett with the kick, and here's the kick. It's a long end over end kick. It could go out of bounds, but he's going to be fielded at the 12. He's across the 20, the 25. He cuts back this way. Got out to the 30. He's into the second level. He gets out to the 39-yard line. So a fantastic return and a good run there by number 81 for the Ripley Tigers.
To the 39-yard line goes
And that is,
I think that was 21, Mike. I think that was Ballet.
26-yard return.
Valet's coming off, so it
And still
probably
there
is.
on 39.
Especially since I don't see 81 listed.
But he got the broke one.
He liked the broken. He liked the broken. One more, if it had been another step. But he did a good job because he cut inside and it closed up on him, broke it back outside, found a little hole, and was able to get it out to the 39-yard line where the Tigers have it. First down and 10, 7:11 to go in the first. Knotted up score, 7-7. Ripley has one wide out to either side. Quarterback takes a snap, and he's going to run it himself, going around the left end. He's trying to get outside. He's going to get just about to the line of scrimmage. He might pick up a yard or so going off the left side, the wide side of the field. But Tyler's a fantastic passer and does a really good job of reading the defense. And he just needed a block there on the edge to be able to turn it up. So he actually, with where they're spotting the ball, he actually picks up 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 8.
You know, I know coaches that have been working on some special plays just for these region games. Never can tell.
And Ray Washington in the backfield, I believe that's him. He is a speedster. Of course, all these guys out here giving it all, and they've all got unique talents. And we wish them all the best. One wide out to either side, the quarterback drops to his left, wanting to throw, and he's pump fake, and he pulls it down. Now he's going to run it, and he gets, and he runs over a defensive tackle, number 75, as he gets up to the 45, so it'll be 3rd down and about 4 for Ripley. Tyler lowered the boom on a big man.
Yes, he did. That's the first time I've seen Tyler do that.
I mean, he put his head down, and actually
He ran over him.
ran over him because the defender was on his back.
Yes, he was.
So it'll be 3rd down and 4 for Ripley with 5:50 and counting here in the opening quarter. Again, Ripley 7, Crockett County 7. 3rd down and 4, ball on the 44-yard line for the Tigers. Shotgun formation. Wide outs to either side. They hand the ball off to, right up the middle there, and he's in the secondary. He's got the 1st down and more across to the 45-yard line. Who was that on the carry?
I think it was number 4, Valet Washington, Mike. Well, I know in just a second.
Yeah, I'm looking for him too. There he comes back. You're right, number 4. So fantastic run there by Valet. But I've got to say this: a good job by the offensive line of giving him a place to run. Of course, you're gonna find out I'm a little partial to the offensive line have been played there, because most of the time if you play in the offensive line and you get recognized, it's because you messed up or you got a penalty. So the Tigers come to the line of scrimmage, and of course tonight, as last Friday night, the Tigers playing with the backup center. One wide out to either side, and the quarterback hands it off going up the middle there with Ray Washington, and he might pick up a yard or so there. Not a lot doing. There's a lot of bodies in the middle of that field there as he tried to run up the middle and picks up about a yard. We'll call it 2nd down and 9.
Number 75, Cavalier's helmet come off, so he'll have to come out for one play.
He was the one that Tyler ran over. He might have took his helmet off and threw it down just to come out.
Get me out of here, Joe. Get me out of here.
4:30 in the first quarter. The Tigers back on offense. Quarterback takes a snap, drops straight back, looking to throw. He's got a man, and the ball is overthrown. It looked like it was going to be batted, and but he ends up hitting Tyler, and he hits the ground. But good sportsmanship there by number 45 for Crockett County as he picks him back up. And it's supposed to be war between the whistles, but after the whistle, you're all fighting for the same thing. We all got a common goal, and so I'm glad to see that Crockett County, as well as the Ripley Tigers, are showing good sportsmanship so far tonight.
It's a game. Like you said, you do battle, and then after the play, you just get up and shake hands.
That's right. 4:26 to go in the opening quarter. 3rd down and 9 for the Tigers. Quarterback drops straight back, looking to throw. And he throws it over the outstretched hands of number 22. So it's going to bring up 4th down for the Tigers. Number 22, the intended receiver was Tyreek Johnson. And it looked like they got in the quarterback's face a little bit. He had to get the ball up high to get it over him and just kind of let it sail. And it does fall incomplete, so it'll be fourth down and 9.
I went down to see that pass here, Mike, over the middle.
Be a good time for it. They have number 24. He's in the back. Of course, the Tigers are lined up in punt formation. But I'm sure they saw last week's film, and they've got everybody but 4 rushing, and the Tigers are going to get it off. A good end-over-end punt that's going to drive him back to the 7-yard line. He gets got across the 10, and that maybe to the 12 or 13. So not much of a return. The Tigers doing a fantastic job here tonight so far, and specifically on this play of staying in their lanes and getting down and covering that punt.
You know, I told him today too, Mike, that I said, don't do what you can't do, only do what you can do.
Well, you know, if they win tonight and y'all fed them, then y'all got to feed them the rest of the year.
No. That's a lot of work, man. That's killed 70 pounds of potatoes.
You may be good luck. If you're good luck on them, you know, just got to keep on doing what makes them win. First down and 10 for Crockett. Ball's on the 13-yard line. They got 2 wide out to each side, a man in motion, and they hand it to a big man going up the middle, and he picks up 2, maybe 3, but the Tigers are not backing down.
Oh, no. I know that defensive line for the Tigers, big number 63 for the Tigers. Mike, you say who he is. He is a house in the middle for the Tigers. Well, he got 63.
Make this stop on ball carriers.
So it'll make it was about a 3-yard pickup. Second down and 7. Ball is on the 16-yard line. Quarterback rolls this way, looking downfield, wanting to throw. He stops and is throwing long over the middle downfield. It's complete. And he's at the 30, the 25, the 20, and he's going to be pulled down at the 10-yard line. And that ball was thrown perfectly. He hit him in stride, and he had a couple of steps on our receiver, on our defensive backs, obviously, and we just can't allow that.
Yeah, it was Valet that was covering him. But Valet did a good job of running him down.
He did. You know, that shows that we've got the athletes and we've got the speed.
I believe if Crockett is going to beat us, it's going to have to be over the top.
You know, and that means we've got to put pressure on the quarterback. Don't give him that much time to stand back there and throw the ball. So it's first down and 10. Ball at the first down and goal, ball at the 10-yard line, and they're running some misdirection. And he's into the linebacker level as he crosses the 10, but he doesn't get much further. Maybe the 9, it looks like. We'll call it second down and 9. It may be 8, depending on the spot.
From the 8. Brian Evans on the stop for Ripley.
So it'll be second down and 8, or second down and goal from the 8-yard line as we're just going to the 3-minute mark here in Ripley. Ripley 7, Crockett 7. Crockett's going to have 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Man in motion from left to right. Now they hand it to the big fullback going up the middle there, and it looked like the ball came out, but I don't see any Tigers jumping on it, so they must have. It either didn't come out or they got it back. But the Tigers, I'm really impressed. They're not backing down even from this big guy. He picked up. He didn't pick up much, maybe 2 yards, or a yard or 2. They're still keeping him in, so typically when he's in, he's going to get the ball. And when you know that, all you got to do is key on him. Man in motion from left to right. And they hand it to the big man again, trying to go outside on the right. He's I believe he's into the end zone.
He is.
So now Crockett takes the first lead of the game as they're on top, 12 to 7, or 13 to 7. With 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go. You know, it's just been, in my opinion so far, we have actually outplayed them.
Oh, yeah.
But we've just made a couple of mistakes. We gave up that big long pass, which we didn't get. We just didn't have the coverage there, and an interception. And that's the difference in the game.
That's it.
So here we get ready for the PAT, the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So the score now 14 to 7, Crockett over Ripley with 2:11 to go. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with the kickoff right after this. Thanks. Awaiting the kickoff now, the Ripley Tigers trailing for the first time in the game by the score of 14 to 7 as Crockett gets ready to kick off. Again, 2 mistakes by the Tigers led to both of the Crockett County scores. Other than that, the Tigers would be up. Because, again, I feel like the Tigers have actually outplayed them. They've just made some big mistakes and allowed them to score on them. So, you know, Crockett, that's one thing about Crockett. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They make you beat them. They don't beat themselves.
That's exactly right. And when you make a mistake, they're going to capitalize on it.
Exactly. So here is the kick. And it's a long, well, not real long, but it's end over end. It's going to be taken at the 20, 25. And I think he's going to break it out to the outside, and he comes back inside. He gets across the 30 and is going to be brought down somewhere around the 33-yard line. And that's where the Tigers will have it, first down and 10 with 2 minutes and 1 second to go.
You know, I believe if he just ran instead of trying to do that stop and go, Mike, we had him beat on the corner. Should have possibly been a touchdown.
Could have broke it. So it'll be first down and 10. The ball is at the 33-yard line. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ripley trails Crockett 14-7. Ripley's going to have one wide out to either side, a slot back to the left, and a single running back to the quarterback's right, and that is Ray Washington. Ross Steele, your quarterback. He takes a snap, he hands it off to Ray, and he breaks into this linebacker. I mean, he was quick. He got to the linebacker level. He picks up about 3 on the play, but it was a quick hit. They closed in quickly, but, well, they're only going to show him about a 2-yard gain, but he popped it quickly.
Yeah, he did. That was a good run
And
by Ray.
I am proud to see Ray hit it up in the middle like that.
You know, that's one thing the coaches told him, you know, you have to trust your hole, you know.
And, you know, there was a linebacker there that wasn't accounted for, but he got to the linebacker level before he was hit. Second down and 7, ball on the 36-yard line. Quarterback takes a snap. He hands it off to Ray again, go off the left side. He's in the secondary. He's got the first down and more. He's grabbed by the face mask. He's still running. He's on across the 50, the 45, and brought down at the 42-yard line. A big run there by the Tigers. And I don't see a flag, but it sure looked like he hit him by the face mask to me.
Oh, he did big time, Mike, because he swung him all the way around.
And there was a referee on this side, but it wasn't called. But that's all right. We got a first down anyway, so the ball is at the 43-yard line.
I told Ray today, I said, you need at least 150 yards.
Well, he's working on it.
He's working on it.
And he ran hard, and he didn't go down in his the first impact. He was able to break away from that and get into the secondary. And if Ray gets into some space, he's going to be hard to catch. One wide out to either side for the Tigers. Ross takes a snap, and he hands the ball off to Ray. Now, this time they bring him down about the line of scrimmage as he started from his right and ran to his left. And they're going to give him maybe a half a yard, not much. So we'll call it second down and 10 as we go under the 1 minute mark here in the first quarter.
I know, who's that, number 4? Miller comes back in as running back for the Tigers. Replaces Ray Washington.
The Tigers have wide outs to either side, slot back to the right. Quarterback takes a snap. He hands it off to his tailback, number 4, and he looked like he was going to break it, but they grabbed him by the ankle and was able to drag him down from behind after a pickup of a couple more yards. The ball is going to be, looks like spotted now at the 39-yard line.
You know, that's something Crockett does well, Mike. They're positioned well on the field.
You're right. They don't get out of position. And so that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, it's going to be Ripley 14, Crockett 7.
At the end of one, in this region game, Cavalier's 14.
Crockett 14, Ripley 7.
Oh, okay. Wishful thinking. So they're going to switch into the field. So we'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with the second quarter right after this. For the second quarter, again, Crockett 14, Ripley 7. It's going to be third down and 8, ball on the 41-yard line when play resumes. The Tigers this time, we're waiting for them to come back on the field. Both teams still over on their respective sidelines. Field looking great tonight. You know, we had so much rain over the last 24 hours or so that, you know, some teams move their game to tomorrow. They're not playing until tomorrow. The field looks good. I always have to give a shout out to the green team and Red Dog and Tim and their group down there, as they always do a fantastic job on the football field.
Yeah, the Tigers, they come out tonight ready to play ball.
They're definitely competing tonight, and it will be 3rd down and 8. Ball at the 41-yard line. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Single running back to the quarterback's left. I believe that's Washington. And here's going to be a pass. And got a man. It's a jailbreak, as we did not block. We had 2 guys that came back on him. He's going to lose about 6 yards. And maybe I bragged on him a little too quickly. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 15, 17. And it was like a jailbreak. Of course, they did have a blitz on, but you got to pick that stuff up.
That's exactly right. The Crockett County Cavalry just come in and just, well, like you said, jailbreak.
So Ross will be standing back at his 40 as he is lined up for the punt. Deep back standing at the 20, and here's the kick, and it gets off. I thought it was going to be blocked, but it takes a Ripley bounce, but I'm not sure where it's going to go, where it's marked out of bounds.
Looks like around about the 11-yard line, Mike.
Well, I hope that's where it is. Yeah, I think you're right. So they just let it roll. I thought it rolled out, or maybe touched out of bounds before it got that far back, but evidently they just got away from it, not wanting to mishandle it and cause a fumble and give the Tigers the ball back. So they've got a long field to work with now. It's going to be 1st down and 10, ball on the 11-yard line for Crockett County. Crockett County up 14-7.
I actually thought the ball got blocked.
I thought it did too. I was looking back here. I mean, he must have just got it between his arms or something, because that was close. 3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. 1 running back behind the quarterback and man in motion, and they hand it to the man in motion. He's got some room on this side. He's into the 2nd level. He gets across the 20 and out to about the 22-yard line. Looks like it's good enough for a 1st down, so Crockett County will move the sticks with 11:02 to go here in the opening quarter. Crockett on top of Ripley, 14-7. Ball's at the 22-yard line for Crockett County. Put a man in motion from right to left. They hand it to the fullback, and a good job there by the Ripley Tigers as they bring him down. Don't give him a chance to start. Number 74, one of the first Tigers in. That's Trayvon Lee. He's a 5'10", 260-pound senior, and he did a fantastic job. He's playing right tackle.
2nd down, 8.
Man in motion from left to right. And the quarterback drops back, wants to throw, and he's got a man deep. And our Tigers fall down, and he's going to go off to the races. We actually had some pretty good coverage on him, but he fell down right as the ball was being thrown. You can see a big hunk of mud that came up there, a big hunk of dirt. And so they're going to get an easy touchdown. And on a wet field, you've got to account for that. That's going to happen, and hopefully it'll happen for us later on. But Crockett goes up 20-7 as a quick strike and a long run by a Ripley defender who lost his footing, hit the ground, and nobody else back there behind him.
And let me say, the Ripley Tigers are playing the number 5 team in the state tonight in Crockett County in 4A.
Ready for the PAT. Here's a snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 10:13 to go in the 2nd quarter, Crockett on top of Ripley, 20-7. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with the kickoff right after this. All right, we're back ready for the kickoff as Crockett's on top, 21-7. Got to give a shout out to my man back at the station, Stone, as he is doing a fantastic job running the board tonight. So with 10:13 to go in the 2nd quarter, Ripley scored first, and then Crockett's been all Crockett County since then, but it's been, again, these 3 touchdowns are 3 mistakes, just 3 plays. It hasn't been a sustained drive. I still think that we've outplayed them, but we've just not played mistake-free football. Here's the kick, as it's going to be taken at about the 12-yard line, and he drops it and it rolls out of bounds. He feels it, but then it mishandles it when he gets ready to tuck it. And so the ball is going to be at about the 12-yard line. So that's where the Tigers will have a long field to work with as we go right under the 10-minute mark. Tigers needing to put some points on the board on this particular drive. As they need to show Crockett we're in this game.
You know, they don't need to get down with the press. They just need to just play Ripley ball, Mike, and make them holes and let them running backs get through that hole, and our receivers need to be there to catch it.
Yeah, we just, just mistakes, and mistakes are the difference in the game at this point. So you got to believe that at some point on a wet field that Crockett will end up slipping, and maybe we'll get somebody to run free. Ripley's going to have wide outs to either side, slot back to the right. Ray Washington lines up to the left of the quarterback in shotgun formation. Here comes a flag in, pre-snap flag.
Flag, stops play. It's the first infraction of the night.
And I'm hoping it's not delay a game.
First infraction.
No, it's going to be a procedure penalty against the Tigers. The ball is at the 10-yard line, so we don't need to go that way. We don't have far we can go backwards. So they move it back. The ball is, the nose of it is just in front of the 5-yard line. First down and 15 for the Tigers. Just don't lose your composure. Just keep doing what you do. Same formation. Quarterback takes a snap. He hands it off to Washington. He's in the secondary, and as a flag comes out, but he gets across the 15 and out to about the 16 or 17-yard line. Again, a flag comes out on the near side, and we just got to hope that that is against Crockett. Haven't seen any indication yet. It's a sideline warning for the Tigers.
Sideline warning against
So it's going to make it.
play stands.
Should be second down in about 2 or 3, Mike.
Well, I think you're right. They're going to say second down and about 4. So pickup of
Second and 3.
about 11 on the play. 9:44 to go. Second down and 3 according to the scoreboard. The ball is at the 16, 17-yard line. Wide outs to either side for the Tigers. Quarterback takes a snap. He hands it off to Washington, and they just collapse on him. That he never got an opportunity to even get to the line before he was hit. And I think he's going to lose about a yard or so on that play, so it'll make it third down. Excuse me, about 5, a long 5 or a short 6.
They're bringing in McKinnis, number 45 for the Tigers.
He's the big man that runs the ball, and he runs hard, and he is a hitter. His name is Brian Evans. He's 6'2", 256.
Oh, is that Brian Evans?
If I read that right, it is.
You're right, Mike. He's a junior.
He's a really good kid. I've enjoyed talking to him in the field house from time to time. The referees come in and stop play because Ripley takes a timeout. So with their timeout, we'll take a 30-second timeout and be back right after this. Back as we get ready for the last 8 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the first half. Ripley trails Crockett County 21-7, but Ripley came out first and got the score on their opening drive, then was able to get the ball back on downs as they held Crockett. But the Tigers have made 3 mistakes that basically cost them 3 touchdowns. The Tigers just need to settle down, play their own game. Eventually Crockett will slip or they'll make a mistake, and we just need to be in position and be able to capitalize on it just like they did. It's going to be a wide out to either side. Shotgun formation. Oh, good long snap count there by the Tigers. Almost drew them off as they hand the ball to the big man trying to go up the middle, but nothing doing there. They just got to open up some holes and give them some time to, or at least some space to get started. So it's going to be 4th down and 5 for Ripley, as it'll be a punting situation, and Ross is going to be standing back around his 5-yard line. We just barely got that last one off, so we definitely do not need one blocked here down on this end of the field.
We need to hold that defensive line of the Tigers. Cavaliers.
They've got 4 down men now. They've walked their 2 linebackers up, so you can expect them to come after it. Need a good snap, and it's a low snap, but we get it off. And it's a high but not a long kick, because it's going to come out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Crockett. And they're going to have it at the Tiger 40-yard line.
Ball goes out of bounds at the
If we could come out on that first drive and play that way every drive,
Tiger 40.
would be good.
Yeah, and defensively, now, we needed to score on that last drive. We didn't do it, but we have to stop them from scoring. We don't need to let them get up 28-7. The big man is back in for Crockett County. He's playing the lone running back in the backfield in pistol formation. Man in motion from left to right. They hand it. No, he fakes it, and he's going to carry it himself. Quarterback does as he goes off left side, but picks up a couple of yards. And pretty good hit there by the Ripley Tigers on him. If we keep hitting that quarterback like we have, he won't want to run the ball.
That was Brian Evans, Mike, number 45 for the Tigers. He's a junior.
And he's a good, fine young man, and he's a good athlete too. Wide outs to either side. Man in motion from right to left. And they hand the ball to the big man, go off the left side. He's got some room. He's never touched. He's at 10 yards down the field. And he fumbles the ball. And let's see. I think they're going to say Crockett's got, they must have recovered it. He ran about, let's see, about 15 yards, and he got hit. The Tigers have the ball. So it was fumbled, and the Tigers get a turnover. And this is the break they needed to switch, get old Mo back on our side.
What did you just say a while ago about the about making a mistake?
Yeah. So, everybody's going to make a mistake sooner or later. You just got to, hopefully you can be caught part of the reason that they make a mistake, but you've got to be there to capitalize on it. Now, the Tigers need to do something here as they have the ball back with 7:26 to go in the second quarter, trailing 21-7. The ball is on the about the 23-yard line. Ripley will have two wide outs to the left and two to the right. One running back to the quarterback's right. Takes a snap, drops straight back, looking to throw, got time. And now he's going to be, pulls out of it, and he's going around the far side. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and maybe picks up a yard or two after that. But he had a lot of time in the backfield, or standing back there getting ready to throw the ball. But took a little too much time. It eventually collapsed on him, and I thought he was going to be sacked for about a 10-yard loss. Instead, he gains 2 yards out of it.
And that's what you want your quarterback to do, Mike.
Exactly. But I actually was looking at the quarterback, so I didn't see downfield. I don't know if they were covered that well, or maybe he didn't read it. I'm not sure. I don't want to say because I don't know. But he did a fantastic job of pulling the ball down and being able to get out of traffic. Two wide outs to the left. The quarterback's going to run himself. It's a quarterback draw right up the middle. And he's going to pick up another couple of yards. Should bring up third down and probably 6 for the Tigers.
Good run by Tyler that time too, Mike. When we tell that they gain 3 or 4 yards, they actually are having to run about 9 or 10 yards just to get them 3 or 4 yards.
Right, because they're running out of the shotgun to pistol formation. They're back in the backfield, so they got to run 4 or 5 yards to get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's right.
So it's going to be third down and 5. Ripley comes to the line of scrimmage, 2 wide outs to either side. Man in motion from left to right. Quarterback takes a snap. He's wanting to throw. Got a man downfield. He's looking. He steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, and it's complete. A short completion by complete to number 6. It's going to be short of the first down, but about a yard. 4th down and 1 for Ripley.
If I was the Tigers, I'd go for this, Mike.
This would be a good time to do it. 4th down and 1. But it looks like they're going to, they're making some substitutes. A jumbo package, I believe, is what's coming back in now.
Tyler's staying out for wide receiver.
Yep, he lines up at wide out, and the jumbo package is in. Oh, the Tigers jump off sides on the whole right side of the offensive line. Jumped off, so instead of now 4th and 1, it's going to be 4th and 6, and you just can't make those mistakes in those situations. So now we'll have to punt. And it, of course you got a different signal caller in there. Their cadences are different, but I know they work on this, and half of the line jumped, and the other half didn't. So it is what it is. You've got, everybody has to pay attention to what you have to get used to the cadence of both quarterbacks. Tyler stands at his 16-yard line, takes a snap, and he fakes it. And he's got a man over the middle, in and out of the hands. Receiver number 40 for the Tigers. It hit him in the hands. It was a good pass. That was Braylon Williams. He is a sophomore, 5'9", 175 pounds. He might have led him just a little, but he got his hands on it. You get them paws on it, you're supposed to catch it.
Well, You get that pretty of a pass, you better catch it.
So the Tigers now giving Crockett County a short field to work with, is they're going to have the ball first down and 10 at the Tiger 32-yard line. 5:19 to go until halftime. Ripley trailing Crockett 21-7. Man in motion from left to right. They're going to hand it to a man coming back this way, and he's into the second level. He's got some room, and they're going to have a hard time stopping him, and they do, but not until he gets down to the 1-yard line.
I'm gonna tell you what kind of play that looked like to me. That looked like some PA print calling right there.
Could have been it. You know, it was a misdirection play. Of course, when they run that double wing, excuse me, they usually fake it 2 or 3 times to every running back is going a different direction, and they faked it to the one going from right to left, handed it to the one going from left to right. Now the big man comes back in, and they hand the ball to him, and he's hitting the backfield, but he's going to move forward and get into the end zone as he breaks the first initial hit and gets in the end zone. So now the score 27-7 as Crockett County gets ready for their PAT.
And that's all Ripley mistakes.
Every bit
All
of
4 of it.
Yeah,
You take away them 4 mistakes, Mike, and then it's 7-0 Ripley.
yeah. You know, we got to keep playing and keep playing hard, and if we do that, good things will happen for us.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what I like the most, here's the hold, the kick is up and it's blocked, and so the PAT is no good. 27-7. You know, but one thing about the Tigers tonight and this year, but specifically tonight, is they're playing hard. You know, you're going to make mistakes, but you got to continue to play hard and not give up. And I haven't seen this Tiger team quit so far this year.
You know, this is a new system, new coaching, and I'm sure the first year, I'm not expecting them to go out and win every game. You know, but I am expecting them, like they're doing tonight, getting better. For Crockett County normally would have been up 40-0 about this time, Mike.
Yeah, they have in years past, maybe last year, I can't remember, but the Tigers they're playing hard, and we've got athletes on the field. We're just, you know, we just made the mistakes, and Crockett's been there to capitalize on them, and Crockett's made a mistake or two, and we haven't capitalized on those. So that's the difference in the ball game. 27-7. It's a 20-point deficit for the Tigers.
And this ball game it's still nobody's game yet.
Not yet, and Ripley will get the ball leave. No, we got it to start the game.
County would have to come out second half.
So Crockett lined up for the kickoff, and here is a long kick as he's going to go down and go out of bounds. So the Tigers should get the ball at the 35-yard line, which will be good field position for the Tigers to start out.
Replace the kick at the 35-yard line.
They're going to make them kick it over. Ain't it, Mike?
It looks like it. They are going to kick it over. So, you know, we've got a lot of speed back there. So, Coach may feel like we can get better. He obviously feels like we can get better field position, or maybe we can break one.
So we get a choice of having to re-kick it or take it at 35.
Take it at the 35, and they'll back them up 5 yards. So now they'll be kicking from the 35 as opposed to the 40.
I know Crockett's not that big.
They're not, you know,
But they're
they're
just smart.
fundamentally sound. Of course, they've been in, you know, the same system for years over there. And here is the kick, and it's a long end-over-end kick. It's going to be taken at the 20-yard line, and he lets it fall through his hands and his legs and has to pick it up. And you know, we turned the ball over there. Our receiver there dropped the ball. It went through his arms, between his legs, and then he tried to pick it up, and before he could pick it up, Crockett County comes down and was able to fall on the ball. So they're going to get a turnover on the kick. So they're going to have a very short field to work with. That's a mental mistake there.
And all he had to do was kick the ball out of bounds.
Either that or just fall on it, anything. You know, obviously, you know, he should have caught it. It looked to me as if he were looking down the field at where he was going to run before he secured the ball. 4:48 to go until halftime. Crockett with the ball on the 35-yard line, first down and 10. They hand it to the big man. He's hit in the backfield. Defense still playing hard. No, and they fake it to him, and actually the quarterback kept it and went around left end. It's a good fake. And he picks up about 12 yards. So it'll be enough to move the chains. that was a good fake, and again, number 32 was in, and most of the time when he's in, he gets the ball, and so the Tigers really keyed on him, and a good play there, good call there by the offensive coordinator for Crockett County, as he knew we were doing that, and they faked the ball to him, and the quarterback kept it and ran outside, and so it's first down and goal from the 5-yard line for Crockett County. Man in motion from left to right. They hand it to the man in motion, and he's got some space. He's going to be able to get into the end zone, and he does. So now the score now is going to be 33-7, and it's been all Crockett on the scoring end of it, but it's for the most part, other than the one turnover there by Crockett County, it's all been Tiger mistakes.
Well, I got to give my hat off to Crockett. I mean, that's something that you cannot do against a good team like Crockett County.
Right.
Although we're more athletic, but like you said, like that system has been in for so long.
Right.
And that's something too that Justin is trying to work here with the middle school up.
Right. And the flag comes in, pre-snap flag. It looks like unsportsmanlike conduct against Crockett County.
It's going to back them up 15 yards.
Yeah, it is. So this will be more like a field goal than an extra point. Again, 33-7. Crockett over Ripley. Looks like there's going to be a timeout while the play is stopped. So with this timeout, we'll take our own timeout and be back in 30 seconds right after this.
Friday night, the Tigers go north to Dyer County for a game at 7 p.m.
Back up to the line of scrimmage now as Crockett is attempting a PAT from the 25-yard line. Here's the kick, and it's low, and it's not going to be good. So with 4:20 to go until halftime, Crockett stays on top by the score of 33-7. So that's 2 extra points they've missed. Also, we want to remind everyone of who the coaching staff is here at Ripley, because they're all new. Head coach is Justin Cruz. Assistant coaches are Blake Stegall, Jordan Garner, Andre Flowers, and Logan Collins. The manager is Jace Jones. Principal Ripley High School Stephen Bird, and athletic director Michael Ferguson. And the cheerleaders for Ripley are, also, while I'm thinking about it, I want to always give a shout out to Ty Pitts. Hope he's doing better this week, and we're still thinking about you, buddy, and praying for you.
Yes, sir.
And glad that you tune in to the Ripley Tiger games, and everyone that tunes in. We'll get the Ripley High cheerleaders. Let you know who those are as soon as we get the kickoff here. Ripley stands back deep down at the 15-yard line. And here's the kick, and it's another long end-over-end kick. It's going to be taken at the 12-yard line. Take it cleanly this time. He's out to 15, to 20. Gets to the 20, just maybe 22 or 3-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will have the ball first down and 10.
If we can learn to hit the hole, Mike, instead of stopping and starting, the Tigers will make some runs.
They will. Just got a text. I guess Norman missed everything I said about him previously. Norman Hendren, he's a teammate, fantastic football player at Ripley back in the day, and a great supporter for Ripley High School football. So thank you, Norman, for what you do for Ripley. The same thing goes for Roger Mills, and again, Mike Kimmons was up here earlier, and almost felt like a class reunion. Ripley up to the line of scrimmage as they trail 33-7. Quarterback drops back, and he throws, and it's complete. And he breaks the first tackle, and he's going to pick up maybe 4 on 5 on the play. And again, if you just tuned in, Ripley took the opening kickoff, drove all the way down, was able to score, stopped Crockett on their first play, or on their first series, and was able to get the ball over on downs. And then Ripley started making some mistakes, and we had an interception, we fumbled the ball, and then we blew a coverage, and that gave them 21 points. And then on the last one, it was a fumble recovery as well. Quarterback for Ripley dropped straight back. He's throwing into the flat. It's complete. He was right at the first down marker. I think it's going to be about a yard short, maybe a half a yard short. It'll be 4th down and short for the Tigers as they have the ball.
I don't know, Mike, that's close.
It's close. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to take a timeout for measurements.
No, they got first down.
Oh, good. Tiger first down, and they're going to have the ball at the guess it's spotted at the 33-yard line. So first down for the Ripley Tigers. 2 wide outs to the left. 1 to the right. Quarterback takes a snap. It's throwing it a swing pass, and it's complete. He's out to the 40. He's going to outside, and he gets out. Almost picked up a first down. Picked up about 9, maybe 10 yards, depending on the spot.
Now that's Ripley ball right there, Mike.
That's the way you draw it up.
That's how you play.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 1 for the Tigers. It's time.
It's just those crazy mistakes. I think they're going to have, well, first down Ripley.
Well, they did get another first down, so 10-yard pickup for the Ripley Tigers. .249 until halftime. Quarterback drops straight back for Ripley, looking to throw. He's had a man over the middle. He threw it kind of hot and threw it kind of in front of him. The ball pass was intended for number 21, Valet Washington, just a little too hot to handle. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Ripley. Cheerleaders for Ripley this year for football are Emma Simpson, captain, Alyssa Spencer, co-captain, Lily Carmack, Bailey Canaster, Cameron Conrad, Nyasha Gingery, Lindsay Hendren, Carla Holmes, Rachel Jackson, Taylor Land, Delaney Land. Let's see. Well, we'll have to finish the rest of them after this play as the Tigers are lined up. And the Tigers are going to jump.
I believe Crockett jumped first, Mike, looked like to me.
Well, I saw the near wide out jump, and hopefully
Well, it's going to go against the Tigers.
it is going to go. So that'll back them up. It was going to be 2nd down and 10, so it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Tigers. Continuing with the cheerleaders, Taylor Walding, Reagan White, Hannah Carroll, Ashlyn Gray, Lexi Greer, Maddie Hendricks, Kaylee McAllister, and Amber Murphy, Ripley High School 2017 football cheerleaders. 2nd down and 15, ball on the 38-yard line for the Tigers. Shotgun formation, quarterback drops straight back, wants to throw, stepping up in the pocket. He gets away from 2 defenders, and he's going to be brought down. He's going to pick up about 2 yards on the play, but it's going to make it 3rd down and 13 for the Tigers. He did a good job of, he had some time, but then the pocket collapsed, and he did a good job of scrambling around and picking something up as opposed to losing yards. He is actually playing with a lot more confidence
Yes, he
as
is.
the season goes. Again, if you missed it earlier, he put a defensive tackle just on his back and has ran the ball hard and is doing a good job tonight. Just got to get everybody on the same page and play mistake-free for a little while as we're under the 2-minute mark to go until halftime. Quarterback takes the ball, drops straight back, and the flag comes in and stops play, and it's going to be a procedure penalty. I believe that's going to be against the Tigers.
It should have been against Crockett County.
So we were at 3rd down. We were at 3rd down and about 13, so that'll back us up 5 more yards. So the ball back now, the nose of it just about touching the 35-yard line. .156 to go until halftime. Again, a good job by the green team and Ripley Park and Rec for making the field look as good as it does tonight with all the rain we had. Quarterback drops straight back, wanting to throw, steps up into the pocket, has a man, overthrows him, and it's picked off by Crockett. And he cuts back and across the 40-yard line, and that's number 42. That's, well, don't have a roster, but he's going to return it down to the 35-yard line. Again, a mistake by the Tigers. Crockett, every score they have gotten has been on a mistake by the Tigers. Penalty, an interception, a fumble. And, they're just capitalizing on it. Crockett is not beating us at this point, but we're beating ourselves.
Big time. Big time.
But they're giving it a lot of effort. They're not giving up. They're not holding their heads down. And, Tigers are still in it. If they can, Crockett's going to make a few mistakes somewhere down the line. We have to capitalize on those. And that looked almost a procedure penalty. There it was. That's going to be a procedure penalty against Crockett as their running back left about a half a count too early. So that'll move it back 5 yards, put the ball at the 40. It'll be 1st down and 15 for Crockett County.
No doubt we're going to win some games. But we're going to have to capitalize, not making mistakes, Mike, because that's what's beating us.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We're beating ourselves at this point. 1:28 to go until halftime. 1st and 15 from the 40. Crockett's got 3 wide outs to the left. one to the right, single running back behind the quarterback in pistol formation, puts a man in motion, and of course, option coming this way, and it's a pitch, and he fumbles it out of bounds, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard, maybe a half a yard. The pitch was fumbled, but it was fumbled out of bounds, so Crockett will end up picking about a half a yard up on that play.
I don't even think he caught that ball, did he, Mike?
He did.
So the quarterback's the one got that yard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just tossed it too far in front of him and just rolled out of bounds.
And we had a man about 2 steps behind. If he'd been there, he could have got that ball.
Pistol formation, quarterback's trying to throw, flag comes in early again, it's going to be offside, so that's going to be against the Tigers. So instead of 2nd and 15, it'll make it back to 2nd and 10. I didn't see who jumped, but I did see the official with the offside indication. So we want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day weekend. Big, long weekend coming up for most folks. Again, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of folks at the lake and at the river, and I know Norman and his family up there, and I know several other ones that are probably up there. But everybody, hope everyone has a fantastic and safe, happy Labor Day weekend. Here's the snap. Looked like Crockett left early, but no flag. The quarterback he's going to throw the ball away. That should be an intentional grounding.
It's going to back him up. That 5-yard 10.
Let's see where they're going to mark. I believe, yeah, it is going to be intentional ground. He was being chased from behind, and he threw the ball basically on the track on the far sideline, and there wasn't any Crockett receiver anywhere around. So good job by the Ripley Tigers. Wow, how can they wave that off? There wasn't a receiver anywhere in the vicinity.
That's goes that way, Mama says sometimes. All right, Mr. Harold, you the expert. What happened?
The man in the vicinity.
Well, he must have been sitting in the stands. Anyway, our resident expert here, Mr. Wheatley, said it was a man in the vicinity, so they waved it off. It'll be 3rd down and about 9.5. 1:18 to go until halftime. Man in motion from right to left. He stops, and the quarterback roll now. He's going to throw it back, and he overthrows his. It was going to set up a screen pass, but it falls incomplete and stops the clock with 1:17. But now it is going to be 4th down and 10 for Crockett County.
You know what the Tigers are finally doing, don't you? They're putting pressure on that quarterback.
Yeah, finally.
Finally, after two quarters.
You know, we are bigger than they are, and typically, and I know we're in good shape because I saw all the running they did this summer. So it stands to reason that we should wear them down as the game goes, but you don't need to spot anybody 4 touchdowns to start wearing them down.
No.
It's hard to come back from that.
Right, going for it, Mike.
They are 4th down and 9, and they're going for it. And the quarterback rolls to his left, looking downfield, wanting to throw. And he's got a man wide open in the end zone. It's complete for a touchdown. I mean, that quarterback had perfect touch on that ball, and our deep back just got beat. And so just like that, Crockett goes for it on 4th down. And if we're not careful, we're going to find ourselves in the mercy rule when we start the second half. And that's not where you want to be.
All it is, same old stuff. Man out of position, Mike, on that play.
Yeah, you just can't get beat. If you're the safety back there, you cannot let anybody behind you. And, of course, I got to give a lot of kudos to the quarterback. That was a well-thrown ball. Score now 39-7. Here's the kick up, and it is good. So with 1:09 to go, Ripley trails Crockett County by the score of 40-7. And we'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with the kickoff right after this. Line coming to the near side. And he is going to be all the way out to the 39-yard line. Flag comes in. I hope it's not a block in the back or a block below the waist because it was a really good return. And it looked to me, of course, it always looks different when you're up here than it does when you're out there. If he had cut outside, he had one man to beat. If he had broke it outside instead of inside, he might have been off to the races. But, again, it's hard to see all that down there. And he's got a better vantage point than I do, so I don't. It is, and I was afraid it might be a
Holding.
Yeah, and so it's holding. So the Tigers hold, and that's going to back them up to the 29-yard line. Again, Ripley mistakes, not lack of effort, not lack of playing hard, just making mistakes.
Stupid mistakes. Something that should have been corrected during the off season.
1:03 to go until halftime. Ripley with the ball, 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback hands the ball to Washington going off the right side. Again, not much blocking on that particular play as he just about got back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 as we go under the minute mark. Tigers probably going to try to run this clock out and go in at halftime and regroup and see what we can do differently in the second half.
Well, I said coming into the game that we would have to play a mistake-free ball game to beat Crockett County, and that theory didn't work.
Not yet.
You know.
So they are going to let it count down. It should be about 21 or 2 seconds left before they snap the ball, and then they won't have to snap it again. 2 wide outs to the right, hand the ball off to Washington again, and he's hit just about the time he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's going to do it.
And that is going to be the final play of the first half. I can't see anybody calling a timeout here. And so we're down. That is it for the first half. So halftime score here in Ripley is Crockett County 40 and Ripley 7. So we'll be back with the second half in about 20 minutes or so. Be sure to stay tuned for halftime with the coach, with the Coach Justin Cruz show. Fantastic guy and a good guy for everybody to get to know. He lives here, he goes to church here, doing everything everybody else does here. So a really good guy, and I know he's going to make some adjustments at halftime. So we'll be back in about 20 minutes or so with the second half, and we'll send it back to the station until then. County Stadium, Jim Fitzhugh Field, and live from Don Paris Press Box here. Mr. Don, long time announcer for WTRB and of all sports, football included, for all these years. So the reason any of us are here broadcasting the ball game is because of the groundwork he's laid and all the stuff he did for, I guess, 40 years with WTRB. So a big shout out to Mr. Don Paris. I think I heard a halftime score of USJ and Haywood, and it was pretty close. It was like 14-6 at halftime.
Wow.
The Tigers will be kicking off, and they'll be kicking from the south end of the field to the north end of the field. The Tigers definitely need to stop them, as any kind of score now for Crockett County will put the Tigers into the mercy rule situation.
You know, and it's not nothing that Crockett County has done to run this score up except capitalize on our mistakes.
You're exactly right. Here comes Hawkins with the kick. And it's an onside kick for the Tigers, and they've got a shot at it, but it bounces through. He's still got a shot at it. And let's see who comes up with it. I believe it's going to be Crockett that ends up with it. It was a good onside kick, and it went through a couple of different Crockett County players before it stopped. And the referees are having a conversation over there. I'm not sure what that's about.
I thought Ripley had kicked it, Mike, but I'm not sure. I mean, I thought that's what had happened.
And they may have touched it before it went to
Ripley
ball. Ripley's got the ball. So what a way to start the second half. It's a gamble when you do an onside kick, because you could give them a short field, but it was a gamble that paid off. I tell you what, whoever's calling the plays, I don't know if it's Justin Cruz or if it's Blake Stegall. But just a really good job. I mean, we've taken some risks. Some of them paid off and some didn't. But you got to give them kudos. They're really, they're leaning on the line. If we lose, it's not because that we were trying to be conservative. And, this could be huge for the Tigers to start the second half.
Right.
They always say the first 2 minutes of the second half determines the, kind of the flow of the whole second half. So hope that's the case.
And there's nothing Crockett done, Mike, as far as this score 40-7. It's what we done to ourselves.
You're exactly right. So the Tigers are going to line up with 1 wide out to either side. Slot back to the right, quarterback in shotgun formation. Quarterback takes a snap, drops straight back, looking to throw, looking, steps up in the pocket, fires long downfield, and he had a man, but he was double covered, and he throws it out basically onto the track. So it was he had to overthrow it there because he was in double coverage, and that's the kind of coverage we need.
Yeah. No doubt that you can tell the Crockett County has watched our film, and which we watched theirs too.
And looking down at the field, I believe it's Coach Stegall that's calling in the offensive plays, and the Tigers come back to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Slot to the left, shotgun formation. Quarterback takes a snap, he hands it off to Ray Washington, trying to get started, but he gets hit in the backfield by a big defensive tackle, number 75, who just basically grabs him around the shoulder pads and rides him down about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Tigers. Got to get some blocks. You know, you got to give those backs an opportunity to make a cut and to make a play and get space. But offensive line there, you know, of course, I will say, you know, Crockett is they're doing some stunts, and they've got a couple of 2 or 3 big guys up front, and you know, sometimes we're doing a good job blocking them, and sometimes not as good a job. Here comes a man in motion from right to left, and there's going to be a flag that comes out, and I believe it's going to be a procedure penalty against the Tigers. Yep, it's going to be a procedure called against the Tigers. So there again, another Ripley mistake, as the Ripley Tigers, you know, had a great opportunity here with that onside kick. Of course, they're keeping the ball away from Crockett, but with the 3rd down and 17, the Tigers need to make something happen. But the Tigers can be a big play team.
Yeah, I think the Tigers need to go back to the short passes, Mike. You know, 5 yards here, 5 yards there, and just keep the drive alive.
Exactly. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left, slot to the left. Man in motion from right to left. Quarterback drops straight back. He got attempting he did complete, I believe, a screen pass over the middle, but it's sniffed out and brought down just about the time he caught it, so he loses it. Maybe another yard on the play. It's going to make it 4th down and about 17, 18. The ball is spotted at the 41 yard line with 10:20 and counting.
Tigers going to go for it on 4th down, Mike. Might well, you ain't got nothing to
Might
lose.
as well. You know, when they make quick kick, but you know, like I said, these coaches are aggressive in their play calling, and I like that.
Yeah.
2 wideouts to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback drops straight back, has a man in motion, and he overthrows. He goes past the outreached hands of
Ray
Washington on the far side. So the Tigers do turn it over on down. So Crockett will have it now. 1st down and 10. Ball looks like it's going to be at the 40, about the 40.5 yard line.
What happened right there on that play? Ray ran the Ray ran the wrong pattern, Mike.
How you know?
Because I saw Blake, if he was on the sideline, showing him
Okay.
the pattern that he was
Well,
supposed to ran.
that makes sense because he threw it out in front of him, and had he did more of, if he'd cut back in more,
right.
if it had been more of a hook, I think he would have had an opportunity to catch the ball. So that makes perfect sense there. Man in motion for Crockett, and the hand to, he's going to run the option to this side, and the quarterback pulls it down. He's in the secondary, and he picks up about 11 yards, enough to pick up the 1st down, as he is down to the 44 yard line, 43 yard line. They set it right at the 43, so they move the sticks. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Crockett.
And the thing too, as far as Crockett, of course, you got Kevin Ward on the sideline, but you also got P.A. Pratt on top doing the, I believe he's running the defense. Mike, is that what P.A. Pratt?
I'm not sure. Here's Crockett up to the line of scrimmage, got 3 wides to the left, and they hand it to the fullback going off the right side. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage, but he keeps those legs turning and gets out to about the 40, maybe the 39 yard line. Looks like they're going to spot it right at the 40, so it'll be 2nd down and about 7.
Tell you what, you come on with that score, but Haywood 14, USJ 6. That's a pretty tight ball game.
A lot tighter than I anticipated, and I'll see if I can get us an update on it here when we get a break in the action. 9 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Crockett on top, 40-7. They have the ball, 2nd down and 7 at the 40 yard line. Quarterback hands it to his fullback going off the left side. He's into the secondary again. He's still trying to drag him down as he gets down to around the 25 yard line, picks up about 15, 17 yards on the play. So they move the sticks again here.
I tell you what, that number 34 running back for Crockett County, he's a good sized running back, but he's also, when he hits that line, Mike, he's not trying to bounce out. He's just running hard.
He is. So Crockett comes back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to have 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol formation, and it's a reverse or counter. And he's going into the secondary, and he's going almost all the way in. Let's see if he made it. No, he's going to be short, about the 2-yard line, and that was a counter basically that started off to the right and then cut back to the left. And again, that's Ripley mistakes because we had guys that went for the fake that didn't stay in position, and that's what happens. That's the reason the coaches try to get you to stay in position and not go for the fakes. Everybody has their responsibility, so it'll be first down and goal from the 1-yard line for Crockett County. Crockett's going to have 3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left, and they have one. The quarterback looked like he was going under center, but he goes back in the pistol, and they got 1 running back, and they're going to hand it to him, and he tries to go over the top, and he does.
He scored.
Ripley did a good job of stacking him up there, but he does keep those legs moving and gets into the end zone. So this will put us into the mercy rule, as the score now is 46-7 as we go right under the 8-minute mark, and Crockett gets ready for the PAT.
And we'll go back, Mike, and take away those 4 or 5 mistakes in the first half that Crockett County capitalized on. So that's 28
in the game.
So
a big part of it. So here is the PAT, a hold, and the kick is up, and it is good. So with 7:56 to go in the third quarter, Crockett on top of Ripley, 47-7. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with the kickoff right after this. The Tigers will be getting the ball after a Crockett County score. The score now 47-7, and what looked like originally early in the game that the Tigers were going to take control of the game, and they did, and took the lead early 7-0. Then forced Crockett into they went for it on 4th down. The Tigers held them, and the ball went over on downs, and then the Tigers' mistakes started, and they haven't stopped yet. Some scores from around West Tennessee. Let's see, we'll have to wait till the kickoff, and I'll give you those. Here's the kick. It's a long end-over-end kick. It's going to be taken at the 15-yard line. He's out to the 15, the 20, the 25, and they're going to corral him down around the 25-yard line. Whitehaven 13, Cordova 0, McNary Central 10. These are second quarter scores. McNary 10, Covington 7, Lake County 7, Dresden 0. That's a final.
what was the score, Mike?
7-0, Lake County over Dresden.
Wow.
Dresden was, I think they were picked number 1 in the state at one point this year. Halls is trailing Gibson County 7-0. That's in the second quarter. Dyer County is losing to Henry County 42-7. The Tigers up to the line of scrimmage, wide outs 2 to either side. The quarterback fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, looking downfield. He has got to just throw it away basically because he had no one to send it. He was under a big rush. No score in the Dyersburg-O'Brien game so far.
Didn't see anybody in the area there.
Adamsville 6, Trinity Christian 7, Milan 20, Westview 0, Brighton 28-13 over Bolton. Germantown 42-3 over Millington. Munford 28-12 over Memphis Overton. Tigers come back to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide left, 1 to the right. Quarterback drops straight back, looking to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket. He rolls to his left, trying to get rid of the ball, and it's caught by number 21. And he is, I tell you what, I saw number 52 for the Tigers just waylay number 66. I believe number 52, that's Bonner. And he put a great downfield block on one of the Crockett County defensive linemen. But it picks up on the play about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6. The ball is spotted at the 30. We'll try to get you an update on scores as they become available. 5:50 to go in the third quarter. 1 wide to either side. They hand the ball to Washington. He hits it up the middle for a pretty good little gain there. 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. Still going to make it 3rd down and manageable situation. It's going to be 4th down. 4th down and about 3 for Ripley. Don't see any personnel changes, so the Tigers may go for it, or they may do the rugby style kick.
They might well go for it. Tom, because you're in the mercy rule. I mean,
you got to play. Use this time to prepare for next week. Tigers up to the line of scrimmage. 1 wide to either side. Quarterback straight back. He's trying to throw to his right. He's got a man. It's complete. He's got the 1st down. He's at the 40. He's at 45, still on his feet, as he's going to finally be brought down just shy of midfield, about the 48-yard line. So a nice catch and run for the Ripley Tigers. One thing I'll say about them, even though we're trailing by 40 points, they're not giving up.
Oh, no. You know, and that's something that these coaches have, you know, no matter what the score is, you keep playing to the very end.
Right, exactly, you know.
And that's something we ain't had in a while, Mike.
Right, I mean, you can tell the difference in the team,
The attitude and everything.
you know, and they're trying. They're not just rolling over. One wide to either side. Quarterback takes a snap. He hands it to Washington going off the left side. He breaks into the secondary, and he's got one man.
He gone.
And he is not going to be stopped as he gets into the end zone. That's going to be a 52-yard run by Ray Washington. No flags on the play. So just like that, the Tigers are back out of the mercy rule. And again, you know, you told Ray he'd get 150 yards.
I told him
He's
he
got to
better
be
get it.
pushing 100 now.
Yeah.
And we're early, over a little over halfway through the third quarter, and the clock is still running. Not sure why. Oh, well, let's see. We got to get this extra point.
We need to kick it thing.
Well, it should be stopped. 35 points is the mercy rule. Here we get ready as Hawkins is lined up for the PAT. Snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 3:28 to go in the third quarter, Ripley puts 7 more on the board to make the score now 47-14, Crockett over Ripley, as we get ready for the kickoff, and we'll be back with that right after this 30-second break. 26 to go in the third quarter. Ripley getting ready to kick off as they were able to score on the last offensive drive to make the score now Crockett 47, Ripley 14. As Hawkins gets ready for the kickoff, and here's the kick. It's going to be another onside kick, but this time it's fielded cleanly by Crockett County. They'll have the ball first down and 10 at the 49-yard line. Again, as we mentioned earlier, you know, Ripley is aggressive on their play call.
Yeah.
You know, kicking game as well as offense, and of course defense. They're mixing it up and throwing some blitzes in there. So I'm encouraged to see that. I'd rather go down swinging. You know,
Right.
don't just try to get out of the ball game.
Well, you know, it's not what you do as much on the field as it is what you do off the field. You know, as far as,
Big part of it.
you know.
Crockett lines up, first down and 10 at the home 49-yard line to hand the ball to the man in motion, trying to get outside. Ripley cuts him back in, but he breaks outside again as he crosses the 40, gets down to the 37-yard line. It's enough for a first down, so Crockett will move the sticks here.
Crockett County does a good job, Michael, blocking, especially when they get out onto the outside.
Their wide receivers block, their offensive linemen do a good job, and their running backs do a good job of getting out there and leading the ball carrier and block. Again, just a good, fundamentally sound football team, as we knew they would be.
And I'm going to tell you why. 11 men, blocking 11 men. You know what I'm saying? Each man has got their man.
Everybody's got their responsibility. Man goes in motion, and they hand it to the fullback. He starts inside, breaks it outside, and almost he's hitting the backfield, but a flag comes in.
I believe that's going to be holding the
I believe you're right, as he picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards, but I think you're right, it's going to come back.
About 4 yards to the flag on the play.
So I think it's going to be holding against Crockett.
Well, I'll say this, and I'll step out on the line on this. This is not the best Crockett County team I've ever seen.
Oh, no, not by a long shot. And
not by far.
And they would tell you that.
Holding against.
You know, and this is not the worst Ripley team I've seen by a long shot.
Oh,
either.
no.
We just made mistakes that, you know, coaches got a week to work on them, and I'm sure that they will work hard on them.
There's some running and some push-ups going on.
Yeah, you're right about that. He believes in that.
That brings up first down and 20 in Crockett County. They come to the line.
Ball is back at the 47-yard line. Man in motion. That's the big man. They fake it to up back, and they run the option off the left side. The quarterback makes a couple good moves, and he breaks it into the secondary, breaks it all the way down to he's still on his feet. He gets it down close to the 10-yard line, as we didn't do a very good job of wrapping up. We had 2 or 3 players that hit him, but they didn't do a really good job of wrapping up and bringing him down. And their quarterback is a good runner, and he runs the ball hard.
You know, probably the best team that I've seen, and of course, it's been about 3 years ago when North Point Christian come here.
Actually, it's first
Now they were probably the most sound football team that I have seen in a while, Mike.
2 years ago, and they ended up number 2 in the state that year. And they were undefeated that year.
They went to state for a state title, but they got tore up in that state title.
They
by
did,
St.
they
George.
did. Okay, so it's first down and goal from the 10-yard line for Crockett. They put in a new quarterback, I believe. And yeah, it is, and he hands it to the big guy, or one of the big guys going off the right side, and he's got some blocking, and he gets a touchdown there. So back into the mercy rule just like that for the Tigers. 53-14 with 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. Again, if you're just tuning in, it is a lopsided game. There's no doubt about that. But it has not been that Crockett has just beaten us that bad. It seems like out of our 11 players, it seems like sometimes we've had 5 or 6 of our players playing on their team.
Well, I don't know why we can't bring our ends up and stop that man coming around that corner.
Yeah, I'm sure we've got somebody that is, that's assigned for the injured Crockett County player, assigned to have the containment there. But they're doing a good job of they'll go inside the contained man there and then break it back outside again. And we just got to have that inside-out pursuit.
You got a hurt player.
And let's see if we can get you any updated scores while we wait for the injured player to be attended to. It's a Crockett County player. Let's see, scores from around West Tennessee include no score on a lot of them. A lot of them it is at halftime. Paul still trails 7-0. Henry County still up 42-7 over Dyer County. Whitehaven 13-0 over Cordova. South Gibson 6, Bolivar 13. Bolivar's got a really good team this year.
Man, I know
they've got a quarterback, I believe, he's a coach's son, if I'm not mistaken.
They got 2 guys on their team, Mike, that are Division I. One of them's going to India. Oh man, I knew where they were going. One's going to West Virginia, and I think the other one is going to, I want to say,
Let's hear it for Brayden Park.
Indiana.
He's helped off.
And I could be wrong on that, but I know they got 2 Division I players.
The player for Crockett County is being helped off. I can't tell if it's his knee or an ankle, but he's not putting any weight at all on his right leg.
I think it's
56, I believe.
That's what I think too, Mike, 56.
But we wish him the very best as they line up for the extra point, the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Ripley finds themselves behind by the score of 54-14. So we'll be back with the kickoff right after this 30-second break. The kickoff, don't have any updated scores as of yet. But again, I want to give a big shout out to Stone Meadows for doing a fantastic job tonight, and Colton Cost did it last week, and I guess they kind of rotate, and both of them do a great job, so hats off to both of you guys. Appreciate what you do back at the station. Here's the kick, and it's a long end-over-end kick. It's going to be taken at the 12-yard line, across the 15, the 20, the 25, or up close to the 25, pushed out of bounds around the 24-yard line. That's where the Tigers will have it with 1:50 to go here in the third quarter, trailing 54-14 to Crockett County.
You know, and like I said earlier, Mike, it's really nothing that Crockett County done. It's what the Tigers have done to themselves. But all of those things, those mistakes can be corrected.
You're right. As long as you got the effort, you have an opportunity to. One thing that I did like the coach did like that what he said was that he said, one thing I'll promise you, he said, we'll be better in week 10 than we are week 1. We're going to continually get better. Crockett County, Ripley comes up to the line of scrimmage, shotgun formation for the Tigers. 2 wide outs to the left. Quarterback is trying to throw a screen pass, and now he's got a man long downfield, and it's going to be out of bounds and incomplete at the 45-yard line.
Valley Washington.
Long pass by Tyler.
About the 40-yard line.
But, and I agree with that, Mike, because I've always believed this. No matter what the outcome is tonight or the last game of the season, start preparing for the next season the very next day.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And, of course, this is Justin and Blake's and Andre's and them's first year as coach here at Ripley. And just the atmosphere of the boys and their character, it's just totally different.
You're right. And there's a lot of ways to judge a coach, and it's not all on the field. And a handoff comes to our right side and pick up of about 7 yards. I think that was Washington on the carry.
Randy Washington on the carry.
No, was that Washington?
That's
or
Washington, number 1.
Okay, well, he's, you're gonna have to talk to him every week, because he's doing a good job tonight, you know, with us trailing. And that's gonna be the last play of the third quarter. But, you know, for him to have over 100 yards rushing, and I don't know that that's exactly what it is, but he's gotta be approaching it with the long run he had. It's 52 or 3 yards on one play. So to have around 100 yards rushing in a game where you're getting beat 54-14, speaks volumes for that running back. Well, we're going to take a 30-second timeout and be back with the fourth and final quarter right after this. For the fourth and final quarter, with the score, Crockett County 54, Ripley 14. And again, as we mentioned earlier, that is a lopsided score, but the play on the field has not been that one-sided. It's just been, you know, it's been isolated plays that we gave up big plays or turned the ball over and gave them an opportunity that really makes the biggest difference in the game. So the Tigers, they've not quit. They're still working hard, and so I've got to give them my hats off for, you know, be behind by 40 points and still playing.
Right.
Tigers come to the line of scrimmage, one wide out to either side. Shotgun formation, the quarterback hands it to his running back. He's got a hole there. He's into the second level as he gets up close to the 40-yard line.
He got first down.
Yeah. It was third and about 1, and he gets out to the 40-yard line. So, and a nice hold up. Kudos to the offensive line. They had a great view of it here. It went right off between left guard and left tackle, or between tackle and end. And a fantastic job there. I give them a shout out when they deserve it, and they deserved it on that play. And when you sit back and watch the film, it's obvious that there was a hole there. He hit it hard, and if we do that all the time, we'll have success. 1 minute and 11 seconds, or 11 minutes and 9 seconds to go. Ripley takes the snap, hand the ball off to the running back, and he's got a hole again. That's number 4 as he picks up about 6, maybe 7 yards on the play.
That's going to be Miller, number 4 of the Tigers. He's a senior, I believe. But man, I wish we had him coming back next year.
So it will be second down and a long 3.
Gain of 7, second down 3. Second and 3, Ripley.
Ball is at the 47-yard line. Tigers have one wide out to either side. Shotgun formation. Quarterback hands the ball to Washington. Starts to his right, cuts back his left. He's in the secondary. He has got one man to beat. He's going to be brought down around the 20-yard line. But that just shows the speed that we've got. We just got to get him into space. If they'll just give him a crease, he can do it. And now one of the things I'm really excited about is that he's had success going up the middle.
Right.
So that is going to make him hit the hole harder for the rest of the season, because he knows that you can't always see that hole before it gets there. A lot of times it doesn't open just until you hit the hole. So you can't, you just got to trust your offensive lineman.
Right.
And they've got to trust you.
And the thing is, Mike, is that you don't give your best part of the time. You give your best every down.
Every second. Shotgun formation. Quarterback takes a snap. He hands it off to Washington again, going off the right side. He's in the secondary again. He's gone. He is into the end zone. So with 9:38 to go in the fourth quarter, Ray Washington puts 6 more up on the board to make the score 54-20. And again, the Tigers they haven't given up, and that is one of the best things I can say about this team tonight, is that they are working hard. I see Coach giving a high five to some of the offensive linemen, and that happened to be Bonner there. He plays both ways, and he's a ball player. I've seen him. Of course, he's made some big licks this year, and seen him around on the practice field. He does a good job. 9:38 to go in the ball game as we get ready for the PAT. The snap is a high snap, and the quarterback is going to have to handle it himself, and he just throws it into the end zone, and it's caught, but it's going to be a dead ball there. So the PAT is no good, and the score remains 54-20 with 9:38 to go in the ball game. Crockett will be receiving the ball here when play resumes.
And you know the thing is, Mike, like you said earlier, it doesn't matter what the score. I mean, yes, we want to win this ball game, and possibly we could have been in this ball game a whole lot. Well, I know we could have to get rid of the mistakes. But the thing is, you don't see these kids giving up.
Yeah, and that's huge. You know, you got something to work with as long as the kids are still working. When they quit on you, you got a problem.
61.
Trying to find a few, see if I can find any updates on ball games. Here's some in the third quarter. A few of them have reported, not a lot. The ones from around this area. I see Arlington up over Houston 14-7. It's no score, just the second quarter for the Union City Peabody game.
I'm gonna tell you what, Trenton went in last week and went into overtime to beat Milan.
That's right. And that was a surprise to me.
And Trenton's a 2A school, and Hall's got to play them later on in the year.
That is right. Whitehaven still over Cordova, 13-0.
7 o'clock here.
Bolivar 13, South Gibson 6. And here's Hawkins' kick, and it's another onside kick. It's going to be fielded cleanly by Crockett County, and they'll have the ball at the Tiger 48-yard line.
Well, the thing about that though, Mike, that ball didn't go 10 yards. That ball was on the 40-yard line, and he carried it about the 47.
Well, that's.
Cavaliers at the 48.
I was looking down, so I may be wrong, but it
Ripley.
looked like it crossed, and then he had to go forward after it. But I was looking down, so you're probably right.
Well,
But they didn't call a penalty on it, so that's really the big reason that I think that it must have.
well, it may have, but I mean,
Crockett lines up, 2 wideouts to the right. They hand the ball to the running back going around the right side. He's got some blockers in front of him. The Tigers are going to bring him down, and a big hit there at the end of the play by the Ripley Tigers, but not until he picks up about 7 yards. As we at the 8:40 mark, it's going to be second down and about 4 for Ripley as they trail again, 54-20.
Gain of 6, second down for Cavaliers.
that's what you want out of the Tigers, Mike. You know, not to give up, but to keep playing, to keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Now, them 4 or 5 mistakes in the first half has cost us the ball game. No doubt.
They just really put us behind the 8 ball, and it's hard. You can't overcome that kind of deficit with a solid football team. And here comes Crockett County as they put a man in motion from right to left, and hand the ball to the running back going right up the middle. He's going to be close to the first down. He didn't need but about a long 3. I think he may be
Short.
just a little short. It's going to bring up third down and 1 for Crockett County with 7:50 to go here in the ball game. Again, next week the Ripley Tigers will travel to Dyer County. And so this is our first away game. Then we'll be back for homecoming, and then we've got 4 road games. So if you want to catch the Tigers at home, you've only got 2 more opportunities for this season.
That's right, because the last game will be against Parson Riverside.
Exactly.
Tigers jump outside.
And they, long snap count, and that gives them an automatic first down again. Just, a mental mistake by the Tigers. Coaches, they don't want you to make any mistakes, but if they don't want a pre-snap or a dead ball mistake that costs you yards. If you're going to make a mistake, they like for you to make it in play and while you're wide open.
Well, my motto is, don't listen to the camp, watch the ball.
That's what you're supposed to do. But it's, I do know it's, especially if you're close down there, it's hard not to do that. Or at least it was for me, but you still got to do it. And here they hand the quarterback, he drops back trying to throw, got a man long downfield, good coverage by the Tigers, and a fantastic defensive play. And I want to see who that cover man was. Is that
Ballet Washington, number 21.
He did a good job, and if we'd had that kind of coverage on a couple of other plays, we would be down by 2 less touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
He was running step to step with him. It was a well-thrown ball, and he just went up at the highest point and was able to knock it away as the receiver's hands was there too, and did a fantastic job. So kudos to Ballet for doing a fantastic job there on the coverage.
I believe that we can still get into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, we've got an opportunity, and I believe we're going to get better. Here's a snap by Crockett County, and they run a counter back with the big man, starting left, going back to the right. And the Tigers hit him hard. They're not afraid of the big man. He's going to be brought down at around the 31-yard line, or nose of the ball, just shy of the 30. It'll bring up third down and about 5, or a long 5 or a short 6.
I noticed that Branch is not coming back in the game, which there's no need. They don't need him.
No, and he's coming off of a knee injury from last year that he had surgery on, so I'm sure they want to save him. for some other district games down the road. 5:30 left to go in the ball game. Man in motion from left to right. Crockett takes the snap, quarterback hands it off, going around the right side, and gets a couple of blocks, and he's got the first down before he's shoved out of bounds. They push him backwards, back behind the sticks, but his forward progress is going to give him a first down. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Tigers, for Crockett, right around the 21-yard line.
One thing that Crockett's gonna come out of this game saying that them old Ripley boys can hit.
And that's a great thing to have said about you. And and they haven't given up, and they are hitting, and they're just not doing everything great all the time, but they are doing some good things.
Oh, yes.
Crockett comes back to the line of scrimmage. This time in a double wing formation, but out of the shotgun.
Crockett's got a new quarterback in too, Mike.
They do, number 2. Man in motion right to the left, and they hand it to the man in motion. He's trying to get outside. He breaks it inside. He got good tackle there by the Ripley Tigers.
That's going to be number 7.
Number 7 for the Tigers. That's going to be
Bay.
Fuquay Bay.
Dequez, I believe is the way you're pronouncing it. Anyway, he's 6'1", 175-pound senior. So it'll bring up, he lost about a yard on the play. So it'll be second down and 11 for Crockett County as we just went under the 4-minute mark to go here in the ball game.
Ripley doing a great job of defense, Mike.
Yeah, and they just haven't given up. It's just the big plays that's killed.
Yeah, it's been the big plays.
Crockett comes back to the line of scrimmage. They've only got one man in the backfield, pistol formation, man in motion from right to left. They hand the ball to the big running back as he breaks into the linebacker level, and he's going to be brought down. A good tackle there by number, is it 4 or 11?
4.
4.
Gonna be Miller.
And that's Miller as he makes the tackle. Pick up down to, it's going to be third and about
First down, third down.
Ball is at the, it's like, it's hard to tell from here. It's at such an angle. It's inside the 15, I believe. Looks like the ball's at 13, so it'll be second down and long 2 with just about 3 minutes to go in the ball game. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left, slot to the left. Man in motion from left to right. They hand the ball to the running back as he starts outside and breaks it back inside. And a good tackle there by the Tigers. I think it's going to bring up 4th down. I don't believe they had enough to get the first down. It'll be 4th and still about 2.5, 3 yards to go for the first down. So let's see what Crockett's going to do. They thought that maybe they might attempt a field goal here, but it looks like they're going to go for it. And they've actually moved the stick now, so it's 4th down and about a yard.
4th down.
Approaching the 2-minute mark to go here in the ball game. Again, want to wish everyone a fantastic Labor Day weekend. Hope you have a happy, safe holiday weekend. Quarterback takes the snap and he hands it to his running back, and he's hit immediately as he crosses.
I don't know if he got it or not.
I don't know. It was if he did, it was just his forward progress. That was number 45 on the tackle. And he's a big man. That's Bryant Evans, 6'2", 256.
He didn't get it. Ripley, they turned the ball over on downs.
So Ripley will have the ball one more time. The clock is not stopping as we are under the mercy rule. The Tigers will have to call a timeout in order for it to stop, and I don't anticipate them doing that unless we get down close to 10 yards. I'd like to see the linemen running onto the field, and I'd like to see them get some good blocks here and end on a positive note and take that, kind of pick up where you left off going into next week.
That's right.
Senior year, number 11.
About 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go in this ball game, the first district game of the year for both teams. Crockett going to come out of it with a win. I think some more subs for Crockett. Ripley's going to hand the ball off, and he hits Washington as he's in the secondary. He has 2 men to beat. He's across the 40. He's going to be brought down to the 42 or 3 yard line. I believe he's got his 150 now.
I believe he's close, Mike. I believe he's close.
Where the Ripley Tigers.
That time I'm telling him we need about 200 yards.
Yeah, that's right. Next time, tell him we want to win too. So we're down with about 35 seconds to go in the ball game.
I would expect a pass here.
Wide outs to either side. Quarterback, he's going to hand it to number 4, going off the left side. He grabbed him from behind and just held on to an ankle is how they brought him down. And that's probably going to be the last play of the ball game. So again, next Friday night, the Tigers will travel to Dyer County up to Newbern. And, excuse me. So this will be our first away game. So we want to invite everyone to come. It's not that far. It's an easy drive up to Dyer County to see if they're going to get one more play off, and they do. Quarterback drops straight back. He's going to throw the ball downfield, and he's actually going to be caught and fumble the ball. And then he's picked up by Crockett County, but alert number 52 for the Tigers, that's Bonner again, as he was able to bring him down. He would have ran back for a touchdown. Bonner was alert there and was able to bring him down. So next week we'll be at Dyer County. Then we'll be back with O'Bine coming into town for homecoming. Then we got 4 road games.
4 road games, then we're back home for the last game of the season against Parsons Riverside. And let me tell you this about tonight's game, Mike. Take away those 4 mistakes in the first half, and Crockett wins 26-20.
Wow, good way to look at it. I want to make sure I list one more time the sponsors for tonight's game: Bank of Ripley, Thornton's Furniture, Farm Bureau, Bayard Chevrolet, Kreiner Furniture, Quality Service, Lauderdale Lumber and Hardware, Cornell's Body Shop, Neal's Food Plaza, Storm and Norman Hendricks Construction, Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza sponsors the Coaches Show, Great American Sports of Jackson. So again, from here at Tiny Stadium, it was Crockett didn't do anything to beat us as much as we did to beat ourselves.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we had 4 big mistakes in the first half, which if the Tigers could have come out on that first drive and sustained it through the whole game, it'd be a different story, Mike.
No doubt.
But it's not. But that goes to show you how good Crockett County is as far as capitalizing on your mistakes and staying with your man. They do an excellent job. Excellent job.
They do. They are fundamentally sound, and that's the difference in the ball game. Other than a couple of slips that just going to happen on a wet field.
But we're getting better.
We are getting better. We're getting better every week, and we're going to continue to do that. And as long as we do that, Coach said in the Coaches Show, he said, as long as we play hard and leave everything on the field, he said, I'll be satisfied. He said, they keep score, so we want to win. But he said, outside of that, he said, as long as we play hard and give it everything we got, he said, I'll be satisfied with that.
You see what they're doing on the field? They're all getting in the huddle and they're clapping their hands. The Tigers.
Yeah.
When's the last time? I ain't never seen that. Have you ever seen that? If it had, it's been 30 years ago.
Not that I can remember. Again, the coaches do a fantastic job here at Ripley. We're going to support all these coaches and the cheerleaders and the band. And congratulations to Crockett County, and the Ripley Tigers are getting better. And next week they will be in Dyer County and be back in 2 weeks for homecoming. So let's support all of our Tigers here in Lauderdale County, both Ripley and Halls, in all the sports. And we're going to cut it off tonight and send it back to the station right after we give the final score here again from Tiny Stadium. The final score: Crockett County 54, Ripley 20.